it will go to the index.jsp and the exam.jsp. You can see here. Exam.jsp will simply go to the index.jsp and exam.jsp. Username and you can see here details. Exam.jsp will simply go to the index.jsp and exam.jsp. You can see here details. Exam.jsp will simply go to the exam table with the particular subject with the user selected. Once it is done, then database will display all the questions from that particular subject, that particular topic, and the user will going to choose the right answer from the multiple choice questions, and that will go to the online test report servlet with the post type of method. And once the submit is submitted, with the help of the hidden values, these values will be passed to the online test report servlet. So this will be the demonstration. You can see here eTest online testing tool. This is your exam.jsp, and once the user enter the values, it will go to the scorecard, and this will be the scorecard. So this is all about the design, development, implementation and demonstration of online testing tool etest.com. Now I want to show you the execution, how it looks. So this is my Eclipse IDE. First thing first, we need to create the dynamic web project like this, and this is my dynamic web project I have already created, named etest.com.
Hi, welcome to TechRanch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. TechRanch is highly professional design training resources for programmers to learn from basic to advanced with examples and practice project for hands-on experience. Before we get into the courses, let's first see the instructor introduction. My name is Anjali Singh and I am Senior J2EE Application Developer. Worked in various domains for several years and qualified Master of Science in Computer Science Engineering, expert in data mining, algorithm and implementation, earned Oracle Technical Certification at professional level. Now let's take a look at the courses proposed by the TechRanch. TechRanch training courses on algorithm and implementation in Java, data structure, core Java, Swing graphical user interface, JDBC API, Java server pages, servlet. So all these things covers your basic core Java and advanced Java based application programming languages. Here we also have a course on IDE where you will learn, here you will see the live demonstrations on the tools and how we can download and install and set up the environment for Java application development. We also have database programming languages like SQL, structured query language and PL SQL scripting. After all these courses, when we merge and come up with a simple software application. Now TechRanch has an objective to have an experience for a beginner to understand the coding and application development for the beginner and have an experience of a real-time application development. So in that purpose, we propose practice project and game project and coding exercises type of courses where you will see the live demonstration of an application development and a complete source code will be provided along with the design and development of the software application. Now these type of courses are designed in such a way that we are going to cover concept, syntaxes, examples, demonstration, real-time application uses and practice project for hands-on experience. So TechRanch is more focused on your coding exercises and hands-on experience. The course content is designed in such a way that you will see some online vlogs, notes in PDF form, practice project for homework that you can practice at home and at your pace and at your own space with having hands-on experience and understand the concept and coding in detail. Syntaxes, example, complete explanation with syntax as an example to understand the concept. live execution and demonstration along with the source code and execution environment. Now, basic course covers introduction, programming concept, method overloading and overriding, constructor, array, string, interfaces, exception handling, multi-threading, file handling, collection framework, and core Java technical interview questions for practice. Each and every topic consists of your syntaxes and examples and your practice project and homework. Advanced Core Java covers your JDBC API, Servlet, JSP, Swing for the graphical user interface, and JavaFX is our upcoming program to be started. So basically we are covering the database access and the Java-based web application development and graphical user interface API based Java programming. Now for database, we are covering SQL structured query language and PL SQL scripting language. For web designing, we have completed our HTML hypertext markup language for web designing, and CSS and JavaScript is our upcoming course to be started. In algorithm and implementation, so this basically course designed where we are going to cover the concept, the complexity of the algorithm, and other examples and flowchart along with the live implementation of bubble sorting algorithm, insertion sorting, radix sort, merge sort, selection sort, quick sort, heap sort, binary search, and cryptography. Each and every algorithm covers the live implementation, flowchart, complexity, and your real-time application users, these sorting algorithms. For data structure, we have stack, queue, linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list, binary tree, and many more is going to be upcoming one. All of these data structure implemented in Java, and here we are going to cover live implementation along with the real-time application users. To have a more interesting concept about in the explaining the power of Java, what all things you can do it in the real-time application. So we have one course is on game application development from Java, Swing graphical user interface, and JavaFX graphical user interface API. So we have explained the live demonstration, and we are covering the small explanation, give an idea for a developer to design at their own level, and then we provide the source code. So our objective is to give a clue and a hint and a design. What are the different ways you can implement and execute of the games you can create by Java. So we have covered tic-tac-toe, Minesweeper, Tetris, Scrabble, Pac-Man, Picture Puzzle, Checkers, Tower of Hanoi, Snake Game, Memory Game, Bouncing Ball, Magical Number Game, Brick Breakers, Sudoku, and many more. So all these applications, all these game applications were implemented in Java, Swing, graphical user interface, and JavaFX. Some are made up in JavaFX. So here we are going to show just small demonstrations. For practice project, there are some very interesting real-time applications we have used in our daily life and can be implemented with the help of Java. All of them are made up with the basic core Java and including your advanced core Java concepts like graphical user interface and web application based practice project. So we have simple and scientific calculator implemented in Java Swing, EMI calculator, BMI calculator, online random password generator, calendar, word clock, barcode generator and reader, group chat application, media player, pie chart generator, online exam tool, online scale converter, currency converter, sound, and many more. So all these applications is shown in the practice project with a live demonstration and a small given idea about it. The requirements, we have discussed the requirements and the design and the development and how we can execute and do the test. So this is what we have done so far, and there are so many more upcoming programs to be started here, and we would like to say thank you and appreciate your all support. Do subscribe and like our videos and share with your friends and family, whoever is in need and can take benefit. For any kind of questions and concerns and source code needed or any kind of questions, please feel free to contact us at techranch2019@gmail.com or post your comments in the comment section. and do tell your feedback and share your suggestions or any information you want to share with us. Please do post in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting informative sessions. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Practice project ideas. BMI, Body Mass Index Calculator. So before we get into it, let's understand what is BMI. BMI stands for Body Mass Index, and this particular utility is used for medical services. Here we are going to get the user values and their health parameters like height, weight, age and gender, and based on these parameters we are going to calculate the BMI score, and this score is going to tell you the health status. As you can see here, this is body mass index scale, and here if it is between 18 to 25 it will be normal, and so on. Now to understand this in detail, let's first understand how we can implement this particular tool. There are so many ways, and out of all those ways there are two we are going to present it here. One is using simple BMI calculator using JavaX, AWT Swing, and another is online BMI calculator using JavaScript, HTML, CSS and JSP programming language. Now before we get into it, this is the algorithm. Here you can see the BMI is related with your weight, which is measured in kilograms, divided by twice and square of height in meters, or you can calculate BMI like this: 703 multiplied by weight in pounds and divide by height in inches and square of it. So this is the relationship and the algorithm, or you can say formula, to calculate your BMI. Now this particular formula you have to implement it in Java. So for online BMI calculator we have divided into three parts. HTML block will give you the front-end programming where you are going to get the values from the user. For age you can use a simple text box, and gender you can use a radio button or any kind of checkbox or any kind of drop down list. So there's so many ways you can get the values in HTML: height in simple text box and weight in simple text box. In our application we have used age in a slider form. You can see when we'll show you the demonstration. JavaScript will actually going to calculate the BMI, taking the values from the input type tag from the HTML, and simply going to implement the formula for BMI, display result and health status, and displaying the message. Now since BMI is going to be different for all different kind of gender and ages, so that another factor we are going to implement in this, so it's gonna be a more precise and accurate report. CSS is just simply going to highlight the form, or you can say the web page. It's gonna give you a different styles of font and graphics. And for simple BMI calculator it's gonna be in a abstract window toolkit. So we say it's just for the standalone application. We just give you the simple look where we are going to display the values and simple report. Now it's gonna be like this, the execution. It is for the Java AWT type of application. You can see weight in kilograms, height in meters, and compute BMI. Your BMI score is 46 and result is unhealthy since it is more than 25. And this is just AWT type of application. Now for online BMI calculator, you can see here this is an HTML, and inside the HTML we are taking the values: weight in kilograms, height in centimeters, and ages. This is called slider. We'll show you in the execution. And gender is in the radio button, and BMI score is simply when you calculate the BMI it will display you the score and health status. Now let's take a look at the execution. This is my Eclipse IDE, and here I have my CSS, and you can see the style sheets for slider, pop-up messages and other small images, and this is my HTML and JSP. So I am simply going to deploy my JSP in server. I'll show you the code. So this is my application: TechRanch, Home, Object, About, Project, Contact Us. Welcome to TechRanch Online BMI Calculator. So just in case if I simply click this will give me the alert message that complete the form first. So we need to put these alert messages also. Now since I put something like this, kg or centimeter, some random values, ages, you can slide. This is called slider I've used here, and this is calculating in years. So age, I put something like 20-30, male or female. Here this is radio button. You can use drop down and many other ways. Now when I calculate the BMI, it will give me this. BMI score is 24. You are fat, need dieting exercise. So this is kind of your BMI, online BMI calculator. Now let's take, and you can do the reset also here and calculate it again. Some different values so that we can check it out. 70. Keep it up. So this is something like, this is perfect. Or for obese, there are different categories like obese or lean. So for lean, if you see weight, if I'll put it 45 and 120, you are obese because it is showing 31. So this is like out of control of your health, so you need to lose the weight and work on it. So if I have something 34, this is again 20, undernourished. So this is like your BMI level is very low because it is 14. So that's the mean to say. That's the message you can say. So this is the demonstration of online BMI calculator. So my BMI HTML is this one. Here I have some style sheets where for table and button and drop down and slider and hover, and this is the slider function for age, and we have taken the values from the user, enter parameters, weight, height, age and gender. So this is HTML and button. Now let's take a look at the JavaScript. So compute form, here your BMI, calculating your math.round. It is, since it is in kilograms, so we don't have to use 703 factor here, and it's simply calculating your BMI and assigning it your BMI, and this is going to be compared and printing the values if it is more than 40 or if it is in between 30 to 40, or it's more precise. It will tell you that BMI in which range it is, like 27 and 30 or 22 to 27, so that this will give you a highlight or any idea along with this message. So you can edit the message as much as you can. If it is less than 16 or 18, or if it is less than 16, you are grossly undernourished and need hospitalization. So based on that, this report basically, it's more precise and accurate. It says when it is perfect, that means your 21 and 22 is a perfect. So this is a BMI calculator. So now let's take a look at the BMI calculator using AWT standalone Java project. This is my piece of code. Let's take a look how it executes. So TechCrunch presents body mass index calculator. So weight in kilograms, height in meters, suppose I gave 1.6, age in years 23, gender female or anything, compute. Your BMI is 21, result is healthy. So this is just a simple standalone application. Let's take a look and give some different values. 0.6, it's unhealthy. Your BMI score is 152. So it's comparing the BMI and displaying the message unhealthy or healthy. So this is the demonstration of execution of online BMI calculator and simple BMI calculator using Java. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting practice project ideas. Let's make coding fun. Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, presenting simple calculator in Java Swing. Graphic user interface. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 minus 0 equals 2. Including the negative values. So this is simple calculator using Swing API. TechCrunch presents scientific calculator using Swing API. 1 plus 7 equals 8. 3 minus 0 7 log 9 square root 6 tangent exponential factorial median. So this is the scientific calculator implemented by Swing API. Thank you so much, and please subscribe to our channel for more upcoming project ideas and execution. Let's make coding fun. Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Calendar. So in this session, we are going to see how to implement Gregorian calendar date picker in Java using Swing API to display simple offline calendar with complete details. Now let's take a look at the objectives. To keep track of date and time, there are many classes in Java containing date and time functions. Here calendar, Gregorian calendar, timestamp, make a calendar with previous and next buttons to change month and a combo box to change the year. It covers the basics about GUI and graphic user interfaces, tables, events and renderers. Now let's take a look at the design. So for Gregorian calendar, basically this session is going to be divided into two parts. First, we are going to simply display a calendar, and the next part of this session we are going to see the date picker example. So first we have the offline application, Java application, which is going to display the calendar, and this will check for the leap year requirements and complete all the objectives and implement it in the help of the Swing API. Now in the second section of a date picker example, here what we are going to do, it is a little interactive. We are going to pick the date from the calendar and it will return you a date in a date form. Now let's take a look at the implementation. There are few steps we are going to work on this application for creating a calendar. Declaring the graphic user interface components like JFrame for string the text to be shown in the Windows title bar, JLabel. First we are going to create a frame and then we have the label to text to be shown in the label to provide the complete captions or label of all the objects. The J combo box and J button string, the text displays in the button. Default table model, J table, default table model. The model will use for the table, scroll pane, any component, the component used for scroll pane, J panel layout, the layout used in this panel. Now if you see the steps to creating graphic user interface components, after that we have to see the look and feel. You can use your theme for your Swing Java FX component. Creating the component, preparing the frame, setting the border of the pane panel, adding the component to the container, positioning the controls, then we'll see making the JFrame visibility, getting the real month and year, populating the combo box, preparing a complete calendar, combining all these controls and frames and label you made it. After preparing the calendar, we can refresh it, writing the custom renderer, registering the action listener by implementing the action listener method in your interface. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. So first section we see the Gregorian calendar, which is created like this, and you can see here this is going to be changed for the previous and the next. Sundays and Saturdays are highlighted with different colors, and the current date is going to be displayed in different colors too to highlight it today's date. Now next we have a J combo box for the year, and this way you can change the year. So this is what your calendar. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. So since we have used JavaFX, so all we need to include our jar file, which is available in internet. So here you can see your Gregorian calendar TechCrunch. This is your frame, and this is your buttons, which is choosing the next month. You see, here we have 7 days. Now with the help of this combo box you can change the year, and as we all know, the year we choose, it has to be divided by 4. That has to be divisible by 4. That makes it a leap year. So you can pick any year and see the month of February and make sure that if it is a leap year or not. So that makes your implementation of your leap year theory. Now you can change your year here, you can change your month here, and you can simply read the date. Here it is not interactive, it's just getting the calendar, looking at the calendar, like what date and what day will come. So this is a regular simple offline Java application for Gregorian type of calendar implementation. Now let's take a look at the next section of this video is about date picker. This is going to be a little different. Here what we are going to do, we are going to simply get the value of a date.
Add an input tag to type it to the date, my date,
You can see here date picker demonstration by TechCrunch. what we have to do, we have to simply pop up the calendar. Here the calendar, this calendar is nothing but the same calendar what we have with the year and your next and previous, you see. Now what we can do here, we can just pick the date and this will return you the value. Now to make it simple, what we can do, this is how you can simply pick the date and get the value of it in a date form. So you can even copy paste this. You see, it will be like a string. So this is the demonstration of date picker implemented using Swing in Java. It's homework time. So for practice, what you can add more in this, just customize the calendar so that we can add notes, reminders, and even integrate it in web application to make it online. For any assistance and please source code, please contact techcrunch2019@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting practice project ideas. Let's make coding fun. Thank you. TechCrunch presents simple chat application using socket programming. This particular application is implemented with 5 steps. Simple chat application using socket. User can enter the name and join the conversation from the server and the client, Java console, and AWT. So the red window is the server and the yellow window is for client. So it works like this. Hi, the server sends the message to the client.
Your code should have appeared. Text.
Welcome to TechCrunch. Client. Hi, I need help. How can I help you? My
added time tag
application
should
is
wrap
not
around
working.
the text.
Okay, please share your code. Okay, it is working now. Please check it out. You need to include your query files. It's working. Thanks. This is how we can create a socket connection between client and server, sharing the same IP address and port number, and follow the steps creating a socket. So this is how we create a socket connection and program it with the TCP protocol. Socket bind, listen, accept, and once the server is running, the client will contact and create a request connection to the server, and once the server connection is established with sharing the same IP address and port number, they will follow the communication with reading and writing method, and once the connection is done, they will close the socket connection. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting practice project ideas. Let's make coding fun. Thank you. Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. let's make coding fun. Practice project ideas. Currency converter. Today we are going to present you a live demonstration of offline currency converter using Java Swing Graphical User Interface API. Before we get into the demonstration, let's see what are the features and how does it work and what all requirements we are going to use and needed during the implementation. Features. We have to list down all the currencies available all over the world in a drop down for input. User can select the currency from to conversion, and a button will be there which will compute the conversion, that will calculate the conversion of the currency. A text box for display the result. An offline or desktop application. You can integrate it in an online when you for that you need to have the Yahoo or any specific web server who provide the API for connecting to the finance services. An exit and quit file menu for exiting from that application using, or you can use the button. How does it work? All you need to choose the currency from to and convert it into the target currency. Convert and display the converted values. Implementation. For a graphical user interface, you need a frame, a window, and you need button to compute, and the text wheel which will display or which will provide user to enter the number of the currencies, action listener for mouse event implementation, and the properties for global variables declaration. Here we are going to use number of currencies. You can see here Euro, USD, Indian rupee, or any kind of other country currency. So what we can do, we can use the switch cases. Whenever user select one particular currency, with respect to that it will available and calculate the values of their respective targeted currency. So this is how we are going to implement it. That's the concept behind it. Now let's see a design. This type of application can be implemented number of ways. Here it's one of the way where we have made it in a more structured and organized form. What we are going to do here, we are going to have a main window. A main window will start the layout. It's not a main method, it's layout. About Java, which will have the about window features or whatever you want to include it and display, and any interactive you want to include in that particular Java file. Currency converter is the main method where we are calling all other classes and objects here. Properties will include the declaration of global variables. Currency Java will have the currency declaration, and JText file limit will have the text field and labels mentioned in it. Now if you see the demonstration, there are two ways we have implemented here. One is this way, where we just showing the number of currencies in this form, has some file menu bar and file and help, which will display the complete license and other information of this particular application. Now we have the convert, the source or from currency. If you click on this, it will display the list that is in a drop down box, and to target currency and amount. If you click on the convert, it will display the converted values. Similarly, there is another application. What will happen here, it's just the same. The difference here is you can exit from the button, or here you can exit from the menu bar, and this will have some customized look and feel. This is just a Swing graphical user interface in the simple form. That you can implement it in this also is just that another kind of display. So there's so many ways you can implement currency converter. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. So this is my Eclipse IDE, and here is my application currency converter demo. As you can see, the main window, if you see the source code, it has the property files where we have declared all kind of variables like this. So from here you can declare all the variables and call it in your main method or entire application. It's globally defined. Now if you see here, we have JPanel and JText field and array list to currency declaration, and all kind of global variables is defined in this form. If you see main window, main file text, you can find out here main window, main file text. So here is the static values, the global values which is defined, that you can use it anywhere in your application. So this is how the main window is created. Now if you see the main window, and then we have about window, just like this. In about window you can see you can mention all the title, the author details, and any link you have, or any other specific mention you want to mention, the information, the license and versions, and any other kind of information you want to include about this application. You can have it in your about window. Now JText field limit will contain only your type of method, where we have just a document which is mention the limit of the text file, which is in the uppercase, and other kind of details you can mention it here. Now if you see the currency.java file, this will have the getter and setter values and in the switch cases. So what will happen here, as you can see, we have mentioned it in an array list, and then it is mentioned in the defined in a hash map, where we mapping the values, the key values. You see here setter and getter method, we can use it, and in the switch cases, when the user is select the USD or US dollar, then it will convert into, automatically it will calculate it, and when you click on the source, that will display the values. So this is how the implementation is done. You can see here, and we have the main method included here. So you can see here UI manager, this is the look and feel. You can change it if you want. You can see the options here, and let's execute and see how it works. Since it's a Java application, so this is what my TechCrunch currency converter. The file here, you can see the quit. So instead of another separate button in another application, you have your menu included as an quit. Now about, so this is what the details of your application, versions and author and link, you can directly reach from here. And so if you click on this, you can see the list of other kind of currencies for from currency to convert. Suppose I wanted to convert from euro to Swiss, and I give some values 100, and this will be calculated like this. Or you can change it to Chinese to francs Swiss, or US to Swiss. So you see, this is what the currency converter application. Now this is one of the way we can implement it. There is another way you can implement it, and this is mentioned here. If you see the source code, in this source code we have used a combo box, just like that we have done. We've implemented the interface of action listener, because we are going to have some action event handling in this application. Money currency converter version 1, we have these type of currency converter, and what we are doing here, we are just calling the method convert to, and if you see the execution, so this is its execution. You can change other colors too if you want. You can see here, I'll show you the colors. This is the color. You can change it to cyan or gray. So do you see the difference here? We have the exit button instead of menu, and this is the list of the currencies you wanted to convert from to. and I mentioned some values, and this will compute like this. So I'll do one thing. Excuse me, I'll just have another color of this because this is not
information about it.
It's hard to see then. Okay, now you can see here the US dollar, Philippine, and USD. So in case if I convert here, ask for this conversion, and this will give me this much converting values. So this is what the currency converter offline application implemented in Java Swing graphical user interface API. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel, and in case of any kind of assistance and source code needed, please contact techcrunch2019@gmail.com. And stay tuned for more upcoming interesting informative session and live demonstration on Java based application. Let's make coding fun. Thank you. Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Practice project ideas. EMI calculator. What are the objectives of EMI calculator? Design, development, demonstration, and the application uses. Now, before we get into this in detail, let's first see what is an EMI calculator actually. EMI stands for Equated Monthly Installments, which is also known as mortgage calculator or loan calculator. Basically, when we deal with some loan installation and borrowing the money from bank, EMI is a fixed payment amount made by a borrower to a lender at a specific period of time. Now the formula for EMI is it's like this. P is for loan amount that was borrowed, R is the rate of interest, and multiplied by 1 plus rate of interest in the power of n, which is tenure of repayment, divided by 1 plus rate powered by n, that is tenure of repayment, and subtracted by 1. So all we need to implement this particular formula and getting the equated monthly installment. This particular quantity or identity can be used many places, like while taking a home loan, car loan, personal loan, education loan, and many more, which is provided by all kind of banks these days and financial services. Now let's take a look at the objective of this application. The EMI calculator or mortgage calculator is going to be implemented in two ways. One is offline, where we are going to use it in Java Simple AWT Swing API, and here we won't be needed any kind of server deployment, so no server deployment needed. In case of online, we need to have server, and we are going to use it with Java based web application development or programming languages like Java Server Pages, HTML, JavaScript, and to make it more interactive, you can use CSS style sheet. Now let's take a look at the offline EMI calculator first. So what is going to happen here? As we have seen, we need to implement the formula for EMI, which is nothing but the principal multiplied by rate of interest, and N is your tenure of repayment. So here we can see, first we need to create a frame, JFrame, with the help of the Swing API, and this is nothing but the JText field, which is specified by some object or some variable it contains. So it is giving the value of P, and amount, that is nothing but the principal, rate of interest is R, and number of years, that is nothing but the N. So once you mention these three parameters, it will be calculated and return it the monthly payment value. Now this value will be calculated with the help of the action perform method. We are going to override this method and implementing this formula using the math API. And calculate is nothing but the J button. Once you click on it, it will give you the result. So this is nothing but the simple offline EMI calculator implemented in Java Swing API. Now let's take a look at the online EMI calculator implementation. So in this case, we have to first create a web application, and inside that web application you need to have a HTML, and this HTML include your JSP, and that JSP will consist of all kind of processing. That will make it easy, otherwise you will need to code separately and it will be difficult to add more features. So creating an HTML and including JSP will give you one of the feature in your complete application to include. So let's have a JSP which contains this process. So loan amount is one of the variable or the parameter we need to get it from the user, which will be in the text field in HTML. And we are going to get it from the HTML. Rate of interest R, and the n number of years using math library n, and this will be calculated in a JavaScript method. Now when the user click on calculate, the calculate button will call the method from the JavaScript, and after processing it will return the value, and this will print it here. So this is what the implementation of online EMI mortgage calculator. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. So this is my Eclipse IDE, and let's first take a look at the loan or EMI or mortgage calculator offline application, offline loan calculator application. As I mentioned, we are going to include or implement the action listener interface because we are going to process the formula. And here you can see we have created the panel, text fields, completion the panel, and we have loan label for the label mentioning, the field values, J text field, and the J button to check out the calculation. Now as you can see here, it's all mentioning the table and label and panel and the text field. This will create a complete form, and once the form is done, then action perform method will include all your implementation of the formula for EMI. So you can see loan, the thing but the principal, the amount, loan amount, years is your value of n, the number of years, rate of interest is for R, and double the rate divided by 1200, and months is for 12, multiplication by and math dot power. So this is what the formula we are getting it from the math API. Now once this is done, then this method will get the values and printed in the calculate button. Now let's take a look at the execution. Here you see TechCrunch EMI calculator. Now if I give any value, some loan amount, and for number of years 3 and rate of percentage 2, so and I click on calculate, this will be the monthly payment for a loan applicant has to give. So this is what the offline EMI calculator Java application implemented in Swing API. Now let's take a look at online loan calculator. So this is my online EMI calculator web application, which is, and this is my JSP, and you can simply call it TechCrunch EMI calculator. So once you enter some values, and this is interest rate and calculate, so this is the EMI value. You can precise it by using some precision method, and reset, you can reset it, and suppose I mentioned something nothing, then incomplete data, so you can reset again and give some values. some random values you can give, even that will also work here. So you can see. So this is online TechCrunch online EMI calculator implemented in JSP and JavaScript, all kind of Java based web programming language. Now let's take a look at the usage of these type of applications. When we apply for the loan, banking service is going to calculate your EMI for loan applicant. So this is most useful in banking services. Financial services, to provide limited loan after authorization, they need to calculate the EMI, how much is going to be and how much you can afford it. Social Security, for credit score calculation, they might cast credit score of a loan applicant and individual loan seeker to maintain the credibility. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting practice project idea. Let's make coding fun. Thank you. Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Practice project ideas. ePlanner. Today we are going to present you a live demonstration of appointment scheduling and booking system using Java Swing Graphical User Interface API. Before we get into the demonstration, let's first see what are the objectives and expectations from this kind of project. ePlanner, an appointment scheduling booking system, will include the feature like add an appointment in your calendar, list of appointments displayed, list of available dates for an appointment, search for an appointment using phone number, and check for the wrong input. That is called validation. So in detail, if you see, when we have a calendar, we make sure we are not conflicting that particular date and time with other appointments is going to be adding in your calendar. To make sure it is everything at the planned form, we maintain our ePlanner. This particular project provide you this feature that you can add an appointment without any conflicting and make it more organized and structured in your daytime and daily routine. This feature is available for commercial purposes, personal purposes, office purposes, medical appointment, and any kind of regular appointment you need to include it in your life. For example, you can use it in educational purposes like sports appointment, doctor appointment, dentist appointment, and make it everyday routine, the weekly appointment, your sessions, or any kind of demonstrations or conference and calls, everything you can add in your planner. It's more like a diary system, e-diary system, where we have handy application that can include all your information about your daily routine that you can organize in your app. Now, when it comes to the designing purpose, it is implemented in Swing Graphical User Interface. So you can use JPanel to create a window. As you can see in the main window, we have the date picker to pick up the date, which is going to be happen like this, which used with the Java util package that has the calendar API, that all you need to include it and open it and make it in an option panel. Now we have calendar included. This is a static calendar. This is not interactive. As you can see, it's just a current month and year calendar displayed at one place. Just for your reference, like, okay, this is the today's date. As you can see, it is red. It will be more clear when we actually see the demo. You will find out the difference. And there is some buttons like today's appointments will be displayed for today's, and all the information will be displayed in this text area. This is a Swing graphical user interface, so this is not more fancy kind of look and feel, but more useful. It will give you just an idea and it will completely implement it, so it will be ready to use too. The only thing is you can change the look and feel using JavaFX and other graphical user interface and make it more interactive and adding more features. This is just an idea what all things you can do with the help of these kind of practice project. Now, where we have buttons for in the sense of the options, we have used the buttons that you all click and goes to the switch case, and there it will call the method, and there you can just get the action listener, and there you will see all the action performed implemented method and perform the class object and ready to override those methods. Label will display some text in the window form which is not interactive and customized form. All you need to see just a message, just like a labeling kind of thing. Text field is a space where when we click any or do any activity will be displayed in an output form. That's in a text field form. So this is how you can design and implement your project. Now, when it comes to the database, since it is not that big level of application, it's for a demo purpose and a small application, we have used XML and text file to have a temporary or buffer kind of database. When it comes to the actual application, you can use Oracle Database Server, and using JDBC API, you can implement it and handle it very efficiently. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. So if you see the demonstration of appointment system ePlanner, you will see the main method, and it includes all the options, and based on that user can interact with the app and use it in their respective form. Now let's see the demo. Okay. So this is my Eclipse IDE, and here is my appointment calendar demo application. And this project includes my source file and data files and images. You can use many kinds of images based on the method form, month form method and other thing. So this is what my source code, and here I have used my JPanel. That's what the Swing graphical user interface. If it's set over here. So this is my Eclipse IDE, and here is my practice project appointment calendar demo, and include the source code, and there you can see all kind of source code we have used, and out of that my main class is this one, and here I have used ePlanner. This is the label and all the options. Now let's take a look at the execution. Now this is what the execution of my ePlanner. TechCrunch presents appointment scheduling system ePlanner. So you can see here, this is my March 2020 month calendar, and the red part is mentioning as a current date. That's what the 14th March, Saturday. And here is the complete timing zone. It's mentioned 1:57:36 a.m. And this is the complete text box where we have mentioned everything. Now if you click on this, it will mention your today's date and appointment. So there is no such appointments for today. Now display details. For that you need to just pick the date and see if there is any any appointment is available. So suppose I just put this one. Let's see if there is any data. The appointment does not exist. So you can see here mentioned all kind of validation alert boxes, and starting date and time cannot be prior to now. So once we have some information in the back end, that you can use it. So suppose I gave tech ranch 888 222 5555. Okay, reason dentist appoint. So this will be saved in the text file. Invalid telephone number. Oh my god, you need to give really invalid. Okay, it has to be in the form of this way. Maybe this will help. Cannot schedule appointments in the past. Okay, so we need to have the April 14. What if in case if I do cannot schedule appointment before the start of the day. So the timing, so let's make it 8:58. Now appointment has been scheduled. This is for 14th April. So this is the database is saved in your text file. Now, if you wanted to see the display dates for 14th April 8, appointment does not exist. So this is what here you can cancel or reschedule also. So you can see modify the details. You can even modify the details and reschedule the appointment based on that availability. So suppose I made it as a 9:58 and reschedule it. So appointment has been rescheduled. So if you see now, it's now 9:58 a.m. This is my database updated. Now, if you want to search by number, so I gave the number 88. Okay, I need to make sure I gave the same pattern, that you can change it accordingly. It's just the coding stuff. So that's not a big thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and search for the data. So TechCrunch, this is the display of the appointment. So we have seen the get available dates. Okay, now in case if you have any appointment at this time, so there are no available dates starting, check the date to ensure that it is correct. If the date is correct, you're trying to schedule too far in advance. Try again tomorrow. So you can put some checks like you cannot book an appointment before 2 months or 6 months, something like a traveling agent can use in these kind of features. So this is what all thing you can do with the help of ePlanner. These type of application is implemented in Swing graphical user interface and used some advanced form of model view controller programming that's called MVC design pattern. Here we have the database and the controller and the model. View is in a graphical user interface. Model we implemented our backend and come up with some XML or text file database to store it in a temporary form. And controller, we have some programming in Java, which we programmed all the buttons and make it more customized and interactive form of application. So this is all about the ePlanner TechCrunch appointment scheduling and booking system demonstration implemented in Java Swing Graphical User Interface API. So we have seen the demonstration. Now let's take a look what all the application and what all places you can use these type of application. The major part you will find it is the medical, like a doctor appointment, a laboratory appointment, MRI appointment, X-ray appointment, dentist appointment. So what you can do, like the nurse or the office of that particular doctor clinic, they can use it for making an appointment with the doctor and specific doctor and for the patient, and individually they can handle it. And to make it more advanced, what you can do, you can just implement it in a database and having a table, which table include the doctor name and the patient name, and making in a date form for the booking, and rescheduling will be very easy in that case, and handle it individually very efficiently. Personal, in our daily routine, you have so many appointments. You need to make sure you go with the plan. So dentist appointment, doctor appointment, traveling appointment, conference call, or any kind of meeting, that all you can include it in a planner. Office. So in a corporate world, in office work, it's very useful form of application where you can include all kind of individual activity and handle it in a specific form of time slot. So when somebody asks you that are you open or are you available at this time for this particular event, that can be maintained in an office form. And for individual person, education, when it comes to your sessions like for children like math tutor or soccer class or music class or all these things, you can include it in your e-planner. Corporate world, you have so many presentations to be included in your planner and have a minutes of meetings and calls or conference or sessions or training. All these things can be included in this kind of e-planner. So this is all about the demonstration of e-planner presented by TechCrunch. For any kind of assistance, source code, please contact techcrunch2019@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting practice project ideas and tutorials. Let's make coding fun. Thank you. Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Practice project ideas, text, image, file converter. So in this session, we'll see how to implement an application in Java to convert files from different types of format. So objective is to convert files from one form to another format. Designing, we'll see development, demonstration, and important facts like what all places these type of application is being used. Now objective. In this session is going to divide into two parts. First, we're going to see the image file format conversion. So here we are going to have JPEG, BMP, PNG, GIF file of format for image, and we are going to convert it into the runtime access with controls. And the text file, another section, we have to see the MS Word file, Microsoft Word 2007 version, where we have docx type of file format, file extension for the doc file, which is going to convert it into PDF and vice versa. So that means we are going to convert doc to PDF, and there is one way we can do it, PDF to docs. iTextJar file is one of the library we are going to use it in this, and there is one more API we are going to use, is called POI. Now let's start with the designing. For image file converter from PNG to JPE, generally we have seen the size and the quality of image is going to change it. Whereas PNG type of file mostly have the transparent background, and JPEG is like a complete static image with some graphics. So while the conversion, all we can change it with the help of the extension at the end and convert it into the required file format. So this is how we are going to do it here in the Java implementation. All you need to have a buffered image where we are going to read first the type of the files like a PNG. Then buffered image is going to have an object which is going to read the width and the other parameters, the size of the files, and the color codes is going to have it in the type int RGB object. Now, once the object contains all the parameters, next step we are going to have the graphics where we are going to draw an image, and that image is going to have another file is going to be it in a reading and the writing now. So that is what ImageIO.write method is going to do, and have a file converted from PNG to JPG. So here, as you can see, we have used buffered image, and we have used IO package, input output parameters. That's where we are using your write and read method, and creating a file and writing in the file. So that's what the file IO package is going to use in these type of application. Now next section we are going to see the PDF to Word text file converter. So we have seen the Word itself has a print method, and in the MS Word we already have a PDF writing and the conversion feature in MS Word, but still you can do it in the Java, and the other side is mostly difficult to get a PDF to Word file. So that's what we are going to do it here. Here we are going to have JFile chooser using JFrame or the Swing API, file name extension filter, convert to Word to PDF. So that's what the converter. we are going to implement with the help of XWPF document, iText jar file and POI API. Now let's take a look at the development for Word to PDF. What we have to do, we have to first include your iText jar file API and POI jar file. These two APIs help you to implement this particular feature, where XWPF document is a type of a class is there which create the PDF and which read the PDF, and here we are going to have the content parser, and then content parser further is going to process the content and extract the text from the PDF. This is from the Word to PDF, and once this is done, then we have to create a paragraph, and then there we are going to write it and convert it into the docs. So basically we are converting from PDF to docs here, because that's what the output stream. Now the demonstration, if you see what we are going to do, we are going to see here GPG file converted into the PNG or PNG to JPG. Similarly for the Word to PDF and PDF to Word conversion. Now let's take a look at the execution. This is my IDE and here I have a program. First let's take a look at the image converter. Image file converter, we have to see the PNG to JPEG demo. So all we have seen here, we have created the image IO and this is reading the stack PNG file. Now the path is already, it's inside the folder, you can see here, or what you can do here, I have already have it in this files. So what we are going to do, PNG to JPG. So let's delete the JPG file first and execute this one. This is going to read it from here, this folder, which is inside the application. And if you see, this is going to convert your JPEG file. If I refresh this, you can find the JPEG file here, stack JPG. And if you want to see what type of file it is, this is the JPEG file converted from PNG. If you want to see, you can take a look. This is my JPEG file converted from PNG. Now let's take a look at the document type of file. So for that, Word to PDF. As I told you, the MS Word itself has a feature to convert it into the PDF, but still we are going to show you how it actually works. So if you see the code here, what is going to happen, it is going to read it first into the doc to PDF. So
Hi,
and it is in the
and
code of
welcome to Introduction to SQL
UTF-8. So for Word to PDF, what we have to do first, we have to delete the testing docs file. Delete the PDF file, because we are going to convert it into the PDF. So there is one document, testing.cs, you can see here, and this contains some context. Hello world, welcome to Tech Ranch. Okay, now this particular doc file is going to convert it into the PDF. That's what the objective. Now I hope this is saved. Yes, we wanted to save it. Now when I execute this, it will open this for you. This is what the J file chooser, and here you can choose any file to convert it. Since it is using the J file chooser, what we can do here, we can go to the file, or before that, instead of, you can go in this folder also, and we need to check what path it is. This is in C Eclipse Workspace Hello World file testing docs. Okay, so we are going to choose this folder. First let's go to the C drive. C, then Eclipse Workspace, and then Hello World, and GH. Here you will see your files. You see? Now this is what the document, we need to convert it into the PDF. And now if you see and refresh this, you can find your PDF file. And let's open it and see. Hello world, welcome to TechCrunch. Now next, this is inbuilt in the MS Word, so this is not that important. First important thing is to note is converting from PDF to doc. So let's find out the conversion from PDF to Word. This is the implementation of PDF to Word. Here we have done including the file IO package, POI package, iText PDF jar file package. Now XWPF document, creating an object, and now here we are reading the PDF file, and this PDF file is converting into the docs file. This is not using any J file chooser, so it is up to you if you want to use or include it. Now let's take a look at the execution. Since it is a Java application, so it will execute it in a Java file console. Now since it is done, I guess, so let's take a look at let's refresh this and see. Where's my document? Refresh again. Come on, PDF to docs. Yeah. So this is my document. Hello world, welcome to TechCrunch. So we have seen JPG to PNG. You can do it vice versa since it isn't file extension difference. We have seen PDF to documents and vice versa, which is different and new to implement. So these type of application being used many places when we need to convert any specific file format. Image files can be converted to PDF using iText jar file. Image type of files can also be included and converted into the PDF with the same concept. Conversion of image from PNG to JPG, conversion of doc to PDF, conversion of PDF to Word doc, integrated with web application to make it online. This is all about the file converter implementation in Java using iText and POI type of API. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting practice project ideas. I hope you like this kind of project ideas. Please stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to TechCrunch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Java coding exercise, group chat. Today we are going to present you a live demonstration and implementation of sending and receiving messages from users implemented using socket programming in Java. Before we get into the demonstration, let's first see what are the requirements. So group chat application requirements is basically very simple chat application implemented using socket. User can enter name and join the conversation. It's just a simple Java console based application, so we are not going to implement any graphical user interface in this session. No server deployment needed, and multiple users can join the conversation. So that makes the group chat application. Now, as per the requirement of this application, we need to understand what is actually socket. Socket provides a communication mechanism between two computers using transport control protocol, that's called TCP. A client creates a socket on its end of the communication and attempts to connect that socket to a server. Now, as you can see, the blue color is for server and the green color is for client. So when the connection is made, the server creates a socket object on its end of the communication, and the client and server can now communicate by writing to and reading from the socket. There is an API, a socket API mentioned in java.net socket. That class represents a socket, and the java.net server socket class provides a mechanism for the server program to listen for clients and establish connections with them. Now, as per this picture, you can see the socket creation and implementation is mentioned in few steps. Now step 1 is server instantiates a server socket object denoting which port number communication is to occur on. The next step, we are going to bind the IP address and the port number using the bind method. The server
Relational
invokes
databases are one of a
the
developer's
exit
most
method
powerful
of the server
tools.
socket
By
class.
the end
This
of this
method
course,
waits
you'll be
until
able
the
to
client
organize and
connects to
store
the
your
server on the
application's
given
data
port.
in a relational database.
After the server
You'll
is
practice the
waiting, the
basics of
client
SQL, the language
instantiates
for
a
querying
socket
and
object,
populating
specify the
databases.
server name
And
and
you'll
the
be
port
able to
number
write Python code
connect
to serve a web app backed by a
Constructor of the
database,
socket
and to use
class
the database
attempts
as
to
a tool
connect
for
the
answering new
client to the
questions.
specified server
Let's talk a
and
little
the
about what
port
we're going to
number.
do in each
If
lesson of this course.
communication is
In the
established,
first
the
lesson,
client
you'll learn some concepts
now
about
has
how
a
we
socket
organize
object
data in
capable
relational
of communicating
databases.
with the server.
In the second,
On the
you'll learn how
server
to use
side, we have the
SQL to
accept
fetch data
method
out of a
that will
database
return a
and to
reference
insert
to
new
a
data
new
into
socket
it.
on the server
The
that is
third lesson will
connected
cover
to
the
the
Python
client
Database
socket.
API,
Now,
which
after
lets
the
you hook your
connections are
Python code up
established,
to a database
communication
server.
can occur
And you'll be
using
adapting
IO
a small
streams.
web
So there we
application
can
to
use
use a
read or write,
database.
and each
The
socket
fourth
has
lesson will
both
deal with
output
defining new
stream and
database
an input
tables
stream.
and with performing
So
more
in this
advanced
way, both
queries.
can
By
share
the end of
their
this
data
course, you'll
and
be prepared to
information
use a relational
and the
database in
messages
some
to
pretty
each. So
significant
as per
applications.
the
Now, the
design, as
relational
per
way
the
of thinking
group
is
chat
a little bit
application,
different from the
the
way
design
programmers
goes
think
like this.
about
There will
data
be
in other
5
contexts. So let's
Java
get started by
classes
taking
which
a
will
close
help
look
you
at
to
what a database
complete
does
the
for us.
requirements, cover the requirements. Chat server class will maintain the server part. Chat client will maintain the
When
client
you've written
part.
code
We have
before,
write
you've
thread
used data structures
and
such
read
as
thread and the
variables,
user thread.
lists, dictionaries,
Now,
and
as per the
objects.
development
These all let you
the
store
development
information
goes like
while
you
your
create a
program is
chat
running.
server Java
You can
class,
build
create
up a
the
complex
chat
data
client
structure
Java class
like
with
a
the port
list of
and the IP
dictionaries
address
of
that will
objects,
bind it,
and when your
and
program
create
exits,
user
that
thread
structure
that
will be
will
gone from
create
memory.
a thread. So we
You've
have to
probably
maintain
worked
the
with files,
multi-threading
for
too.
instance, the
Create
files
write
containing
thread,
your own
create
code.
read
If you
thread. So
edit
here we
code
are
in a
going to
text
maintain the
editor and save
multi-thread
it,
with
then
input
quit the
and
editor,
output
your code
stream
doesn't vanish
handling.
the way a variable does when the program
So
exits.
you will
The file
learn
is persistent
socket
or durable,
API, and
whereas
we are going to
in-memory data is
implement the
ephemeral or
IO.
temporary.
We are
Programs
going
can
to
read and
implement
write
the
files just
input
fine,
output
so
stream
why bother with
and multi-threading
databases?
and the socket.
Well,
So
there are
all
several
three of
different
them are
kinds
going
of
to combine in
databases.
this
What they all
application
have in
and come
common
up
is
with
that
a
they give us both
real-time
persistence, like a
practice
file,
project
as
for
well
you.
as data structures
Group
for
chat
storing and
application.
searching our data.
Now let's take a look at
Usually
the
much faster
demonstration.
and easier than we
So
could
as
search
per
a flat file.
the
They
picture
also
you can
make it
see
possible
how
for
we are going to
multiple
work on.
programs or
This is
users
a
to access and modify
complete,
data at the
very
same
basic
time without
application. So
stepping on
we are
each
going to
other's
use the
toes or
notepad
accidentally
here
undoing each other's
instead of
changes.
editor.
That's generally not possible with
So
flat
let's take a look
files.
at the
If two programs
demonstration.
write a new version of a file at the same time, then one will overwrite the other. So these other sorts of databases do all that, but relational databases do even more. Aside from storing your data, relational databases also offer very flexible tools for querying and summarizing data, and for doing comparisons, and for drawing connections between related pieces of information. They also let us set up constraints, which are rules to ensure that changes to our data are consistent. We'll see more about those later in the course. Now, let's see how relational databases store data.
Execution of chat server, giving the port number, and here connected to the chat server. Suppose my first client is TechCrunch. Now I'm going to open another window for another client.
Columbia 47. What do you mean by have in common?
Remember to share the same port number. Okay. So as you can see here, chat server is broadcasting all the information of all the students, all the users connected to this room. Okay. new user connected, new user connected. So TechRanch is connected now.
The way that I think
New
about
user
it
connected,
is that all of the
student
values
cases,
in a row
accumulating
are
all
part
the
of the same
users.
sentence describing something.
Server
For
and the
instance, describing the country of
client.
Colombia. Colombia has a population of 47 million and a literacy rate of 94%. And all of the values in a column are ones
Some
that have the
message.
same role or
It will
place
display
in
here.
different sentences. So this number describes about Brazil
So if
the
in
same sort of a
case,
fact that this number
if
describes
this
about
person can
Colombia.
respond to the
They're both
another
population
student
figures,
page
but for
here.
different countries.
Now, just in case, you can use as many as users in this group chat application.
दिवाली पे चमकेगी ये सिमरिया की कहानी है
So, this is how you can have the group chat. You can use as many as users in this room. This is the place where the TechRanch is taking care and making a room for all the students, and they're sharing their messages, and it's responding to each and every one individually and broadcasting all the messages here. So you can say like so this is how we can have any kind of messenger or online or any kind of help desk services, medical services without graphical user interface. You can add graphical user interface using AWT Swing API and implement this. So here we have implemented multi-threading, socket and input output. Very basic group chat which include all the features like displaying the usernames implemented in a collection framework, hash set, type of collection framework. So this was the live implementation and demonstration of group chat using socket programming in Java. Now, practice project for homework. Get a hands-on experience how it works. So here today, here for socket implementation, we have seen the group messenger, where a number of users can interact with each other using a socket. Now, similarly, instead of texting the message, what if in case if we need to share the images, text files, source code, or any document to each other? And can be used in many places like sending an email, or while messenger you can share the images or some emoticons or some GIF animated videos and all. So all these things can be done with the help of socket API implemented in Java. Let's take a look at the small demonstration for file transfer implementation. So this is my Eclipse IDE, and for file transfer demonstration I want to show you my code. This is my application and here is the client code where we are going to create the socket and have a source code and source file name, and this is my server, and here we are going to handle the file output stream, and this is the file event, which has all the parameters which we need to share the files from one source to another. Now what I'm going to do here, we have another package or another folder, basically where we are having the source folder and the destination folder. So that particular folder path we have defined here in the client, as you can see here. So suppose this is my source and I wanted to transfer to the destination. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a file, any file. I'm going to create some text file, testing text, and I'm going to print some message. Hello, value. Please 1.1 skills in the most efficient way. Let's see. So this is what my text file looks like. Now this is in the source folder. Now I wanted to put it in a destination folder. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm you can see output file is successfully saved in the destination folder. If you refresh this, your testing text file is automatically here in the destination folder. So this is what the file transfer implementation in Messenger using socket programming. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting informative sessions. In case of any kind of questions, concerns, source code needed, please feel free to contact techranch2019@gmail.com. Thank you so much for all your support, and let's make coding fun. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to TechRanch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. TechRanch is an online technical instructor that provides the live demonstration of design, development and deployment of Java-based application with lots of syntax and examples and practice project ideas to have an hands-on experience. My name is Anjali Singh. I am a J2EE application developer, did my Masters of Science in Data Mining and earned technical in certifications from Oracle Corporation on Web Component Profile. Objective of the courses in TechRanch based on concept and fundamentals, designing, development, deployment, real-time application uses and lots of practice projects for hands-on experience. The structures. These courses includes notes in PDF format which will be provided upon request, practice project ideas for hands-on experience, syntax example will help you to reduce the probability to get an error while execution, and in case if you get an error you will be provided complete support and help you to get the debugging. Live execution and demonstration, source code and execution is also provided upon request. You can send an email to techranch2019@gmail.com for any kind of assistance and source code. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting video tutorials. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.